Have you ever felt like you're constantly replaying conversations in your head, wondering if you said the right thing, or worrying about how others perceived you? You're not alone. Let me explain why connecting with others can feel so exhausting, even when you're trying your best. When you overanalyze social interactions, you're essentially creating a mental recording studio where every conversation gets played back, scrutinized, and criticized. Research from psychology shows that this constant replay creates a tension that others can actually sense. Your brain is working overtime, dissecting every word, every pause, every facial expression, looking for evidence that you messed up. The irony is that this very anxiety makes genuine bonding harder because you're never fully present in the moment. You're too busy preparing for the post-interaction analysis session that's coming later. Studies on social anxiety demonstrate that this rumination doesn't just happen after awkward moments. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You expect to fail socially, so you analyze everything to death, which makes you more anxious, which makes the next interaction even harder. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If you have high social perception, you can see through fake behavior like it's written in neon lights. You notice when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, when their words don't match their body language, when they're performing rather than being genuine. This is actually a gift, but it comes with a price. In a world where surface-level social interactions are the norm, where people ask, "How are you?" without wanting a real answer, your refusal to play along can make others uncomfortable. Research on authenticity in relationships shows that people bond over shared reality and validation. When you're the only one not wearing the social mask, others may distance themselves, not because you're wrong, but because your authenticity holds up a mirror they'd rather not look into. Then there's emotional. You've learned to handle your own emotions, solve your own problems, and rarely lean on others. On the surface, this looks like strength, and in many ways, it is. But relationships require vulnerability. Studies on emotional interdependence reveal something fascinating. Couples who show emotional openness and allow their feelings to be influenced by their partners report higher life satisfaction. When you don't show need, when you never ask for help, when you always have it together, people feel unnecessary in your life. They don't know how to connect with you, because connection requires some level of mutual dependency. Brené Brown's research on vulnerability demonstrates that, while being vulnerable feels uncomfortable in the moment, it's essential for building closeness. Without it, relationships remain shallow, never progressing beyond polite acquaintance. Your low social conformity means you think independently and reject group mentality. This can earn you respect, but it also limits closeness. Why? Because people often bond over similarity and shared behaviors. Research on social conformity shows that humans are wired to feel safe in groups that think alike. When everyone's talking about the same TV show, wearing similar clothes, or sharing the same opinions, there's an immediate sense of belonging. When you stand apart, when you question the consensus, when you refuse to follow trends just because everyone else is, you're signaling that you're different. And while differing can be admirable, it can also feel threatening to those who find comfort in conformity. You might gain respect, but you sacrifice the easy bonding that comes from being part of the tribe. Finally, struggles with emotional reciprocity, especially if you experience something like alexithymia, can create invisible walls in your relationships. Alexithymia is the difficulty identifying, describing, and expressing emotions, affecting about 10% of the population. Even if you care deeply, if you can't express those feelings in ways others recognize, they feel unseen. They share their joy, their pain, their fears, and you respond with logic rather than emotion. You intellectualize rather than empathize. Research shows that emotional reciprocity is crucial for relationship satisfaction. People need to feel that their emotions are mirrored, understood, and validated. When that reciprocity is missing, even in the presence of genuine care, the other person feels like they're speaking a language you don't understand. So here's the truth. These traits aren't flaws. They are characteristics that make you who you are. High perception, authenticity, self-reliance, independent thinking, and unique emotional processing can all be strengths. But in a social world that often values conformity, performance, and easy emotional exchange, these same qualities can make connection feel like an uphill battle. Understanding this isn't about changing yourself to fit in. It is about recognizing why relationships might feel harder for you and finding people who appreciate authenticity over performance, depth over surface, and genuine connection over social games.